Hello everyone, myself Sangram Kesari Mahapatra, industry expert from 9sem.com. I welcome you all in my fifth session. In this session, I am going to cover Coriolis mass flow meter. Before I am going to the topic, I am telling about the behavior or different types of fluids or gases that are flowing inside the pipeline. As you know, the properties of gases or fluids can be changed by condition or parameter. So what are those parameters that affect the properties of gases or liquids? They are basically temperature, pressure, density. So to measure the accurate flow rate inside the pipe is quite daunting task because flow inside the pipe are used in different sectors. Those sectors are food processing unit where the flow is in the form of juice which are flowing inside the pipe. In the crude oil unit, petrol or diesel can flow inside the pipe. Gas flow inside in gas plant, steel sector, power plant. Water flow in pipe is used in different sectors, in offices, in buildings, in steel sector as well. Acids flow inside the pipe in chemical plants. So all these fluid or gas flow inside the pipe having certain changes due to the variation of temperature and pressure. So to overcome such problem, the French scientist, his name is Gaspard Gustave de Coriolis, invented Coriolis force, that is internal force that act on object which are in motion. Now this Coriolis force causes deflection on the tube inside which the flow is going on. This force superimposed on top of vibratory motion of the tube. Now the frequency of vibration has a change in phase shift in the form of change in time which measure the flow rate. Now I am explain how the mass is directly measured in Coriolis mass flow meter. As you can see in figure 1, there is a image of a Coriolis mass flow meter. Let us understand how the Coriolis mass flow meter work inside the mass flow meter body. In this figure you can see there is a tube. There is a tube having shape in U shape is fixed inside the flow meter body. In this tube, the fluid or gas whose flow rate is going to measure is allowed to flow. So as you see in the figure 3 and 4, a tube is located inside the Coriolis mass flow meter. There is an electromagnetic coil called as driver coil or pickup coil is mounted in the tube as you see in the figure 2. This pickup coil causes the tube to oscillate continuously. Okay. Now when there is no flow inside the tube, that means when there is no flow of gas or liquid inside the tube, then the tube oscillates uniformly. To sense this oscillation, there is a sensor. There are sensors attached in the inlet and outlet of the tube to sense the deflection of the tube precisely. Sensors represent the deflection in the form of sine wave, as you can see in figure 2 and 5. When the fluid is allowed to flow inside the measuring tube, what will happen? The additional twisting occur inside the tube due to motion of inertia of the fluid. Due to this, Coriolis force is generated. This Coriolis force, the inlet and outlet of the tube oscillate indifferently. That means the inlet tube and outlet tube oscillate in different direction at the same time, as you can see in figure 2 and 6. Sensors that are used are very sensitive to pick the change in the tube oscillation in terms of time and distance. This is the measure of deflection in the form of change in frequency, which is measure of phase shift. This phase shift in the form of sine wave, that is you can see in figure 2 and 6. The phase shift of sine wave the phase shift of sine wave in the form of change in time, which is in microsecond. This phase shift is thus measure how much fluid or gas flowing inside the tube. Higher the flow velocity, hence total flow inside the tube causes greater the deflection of oscillation, which causes more phase shift in sine wave, so change in time is more, hence the flow rate is higher. Coriolis flow meter not only measures the flow rate but also can be used to measure the density. To demonstrate, I am taking two types of fluid. One is water, another, let's say, gear oil. As we know, the density of water is less than that of the gear oil. So, mass of gear oil is higher than that of water. When these two types of fluid, that is water and gear oil, are allowed to flow in two different mass flow meter, then what will happen? You can see the measuring tube inside which water is flowing is oscillate more than the tube inside the gear oil is flowing. So frequency of oscillation of measuring tube used for water flow is more than that of gear oil. So oscillation frequency is direct measure of density. Now let us see. The mass flow meter uses two type of tube inside the housing. The flow meter has two parallel tubes inside the housing, you can see in the figure 5. When the process flow is allowed to flow inside the measuring tube, the flow at inlet side is split in two equal halves inside the two tubes. Okay, that means the process flow when is allowed to flow inside the Coriolis mass flow meter, as the construction wise inside the mass flow meter there is two tubes, so at the inlet side the flow split into two equal halves. As I already told, there is an electromagnetic coil called pickup coil or driver coil are attached to these tubes. During the operation, the driver coil stimulates the tube to oscillate in opposite to each other at a natural resonant frequency of the tube. As the tube oscillates, the voltage generates in each pickup, that is inlet side and outlet side, which are in sine wave form, as you can see in figure. When there is no flow inside the tubes, the sine wave that is generated by the inlet and outlet tube are in phase, that is symmetrical in nature. When fluids are allowed to flow inside this tube, then Coriolis force are induced in the tube. These force cause the tube to twist in opposite direction. The actual frequency of vibration depends on the size of mass flow meter. Basically, its range from 80 to 100 Hz. The amplitude of vibration is too small to be seen, but it can be felt by touch. As a result of this twist, there is change in phase shift in sine wave in the inlet pickup and outlet pickup, as you can see in figure 5. Hence, there will be a change in time in microsecond, that is delta t, which measures the flow rate. So mass flow rate can be calculated as m, then m is directly proportional to delta t. For density of flow to be measured, I will give you an example, that is a higher mass and lower mass are attached to the spring. If they are allowed to oscillate, then which one oscillate more? Obviously the smaller mass will oscillate more than higher one. Hence it is proved that the tube inside which less density mass is flowing will oscillate more than that of higher density fluid, as I already given an example of water and gear oil. Hence the frequency of oscillation is inverse relationship with density of fluid. As you can see in the figure, the density is inversely proportional to the square of the frequency. So volumetric flow rate can be calculated, V is equal to mass flow rate divided by density. Now I will give you an application where the flow rate can be used. It is a real-time image of a Coriolis mass flow meter that is used in reheating furnace of rolling mill. How Coriolis mass flow works in reheating furnace of rolling mill. When operator runs the oil pump, then oil will flow inside the oil pipe in oil pipeline. There is a Coriolis mass flow meter, as you can see in this figure, is fixed with the oil pipeline. When oil flows inside the pipeline, this mass flow meter detects the flow rate of the oil. In the same line, you can see there is a control valve fixed. Suppose operator sets a flow rate for the light up of furnace, certain flow rate set by the operator, but the Coriolis mass flow meter detects the flow rate which is either less than the set point or either higher than the set point. What will happen? This Coriolis mass flow meter detects the oil mass flow rate, which converted it in 4 to 20 milliamp analog input signal, which is given to PLC. Now PLC receives the 4 to 20 milliamp analog input signal from the Coriolis mass flow meter as per the reading read by the Coriolis mass flow meter. Then PLC generates an output signal that is in the form of analog output 4 to 20 milliamp as per the program done. This analog output signal is going to I to B converter of the control valve. Then this I to B converter converts this analog input signal to pressure, pneumatic pressure, which operates the valve open or close so as to maintain the desired set level of the oil set by the operator. In this process, Coriolis mass flow meter works in reheating furnace of the rolling mill. Okay, this concludes my Coriolis mass flow meter. Thank you.